Hello everybody and welcome back to Kinkoi, Sylvie's Route. Chieka is hanging out in the room with us. We're by ourselves, I'm afraid.
I'm sure you're asking, who is Chieka? We're also kind of asking that.
Kind of nothing. I still don't know who the heck this girl is other than she's a friend. Reina and the upperclassmen who guided Chieka both left.
オーロくんなんかすごいエロい感じの人がベッドにいたけど
You think she's super erotic? Wait till you see Ella-san.
That joke only works in Japanese. Don't mind that. She's just a friend. In this
友達が
reality
なんで
anyway.
エロい感じでベッドに
That's just what she does. Depending on what day you come in here, you might see somebody smoking on the bed.
Yeah. The only provocative thing about her is the length of her skirt. She's just a normal person.
Oh, I didn't think that was that bad.
Well,
Alright.
normal.
With how straight-laced Chieka was, a trendy girl like Reina must have given her that impression. In reality, the way Reina rolled around in my bed would have put anyone in the mood. What?
I mean, makes sense.
Oh, alright. Between us, I partially let her have free reign of the room because I looked forward to that sort of behavior. Between us and the fourth wall?
Between us, Ouro, and actual us, yes.
Alright, I'm feeling included now.
新生活楽しくやってるようで何より
So much. Yeah.
ゲロ今日はお客人が来ると言ってましたけど
And
I
here
didn't
she is.
expect her to show up.
She's like the Spanish Inquisition.
Boom. Fair and surprise.
メイドが
Well, she's actually a princess.
あら
She's a
もう来てま
princess
したね
maid.
邪魔しましたわね
Not to be
Like in one of
confused.
my other games.
I was gonna say, not to be confused with the princess knights that we usually have.
はじめましてちえかさんでよろしかったかしら私ゲロ市松さんの私生活を管理しております神なると申しますわ
Oh, come on. Give her your full title.
私生活を管理今日は挨拶までということでお二人で楽しい時間をお過ごし遊ばせどういう新生活なの
That, I guess, is a reasonable reaction.
That's pretty deep now that I'm running it back through my head.
Chieka finished inspecting my room before the morning was over. How thorough was the inspection?
いいなぁ寮で一人暮らししかも部屋を出たらすぐにおしゃれなカフェがあるなんて
Yeah, but we've only been able to use it for like the past 2 weeks.
Yeah.
We had lunch at the cafe outside.
To be blunt, I do think it's a pretty high-end lifestyle to lead on my own.
オールくんが一人暮らし始めるって聞いた時はすぐ逃げ帰ってくると思ったけどこれならこっちに馴染んでるのも納得だよ
Hey, what's that supposed to mean?
Having a convenience store 30 seconds from your front door is pretty sweet, yeah.
But they don't keep cup ramen, so that is a flaw.
I have had that before, and I love it.
すごいなぁあ、ここのコンビニあれだ野菜とかも置いてある小さいスーパーみたいなやつだ
It's just like a mini-mart.
It's a shop designed so you can put together practically everything for your daily life, after all.
いいな
Now that I had a third party take a look at my current lifestyle, I guess it was enviable. I was aware of that.
ぁあとさオールくん
Yeah?
一務
Oh, she's back.
Oh man, I haven't seen her in a while.
I
Definitely haven't missed that.
お客さんがいるのか。
Move along.
お昼から練習だ。準備運動に走ってこよう。
Akane, did you just totally forget that we had plans today? Yes, I know the answer.
先輩、お疲れ様です。
Yeah, good work. Got practice later?
はい、走ってきます。
To practice or just in general?
ボンバー。
And there she goes.
ねえ、この寮、さっきから女の人しか姿が見えないんだけど。
Yeah, this is a co-ed dorm, but the ratio is really skewed.
Yeah, actually, that's accurate.
まさか。
It's exactly what you think it is.
Don't get the wrong idea. This is absolutely a co-ed dorm.
This is technically true.
そうとは聞いてるけど。
It's true.
The ratio of women is a little on the high end, though.
It is the high end. In actuality, the ratio was 1 man to 96 women.
I like
引っ越
those
した途
odds.
端、こっちに一切連絡しなくなった理由がだいたいわかりました。
I'm telling you, it's a misunderstanding.
連絡はしてよ。ちょいちょいでいいから。
Yeah.
てか、ルインもよく送ってるのに絶対スルーするよね。
Look, we can't even figure out how to pronounce the thing. What do you expect us to do?
Actually, can you hit her line again?
But yes.
てか、ルインもよく送ってるのに絶対スルーするよね。
Luin. Okay, Luin. That is not how I would have thought it was pronounced. It only took us... What episode is this technically? Like 25?
Yeah, probably.
Okay.
Or no. It would be, yeah, it's like 23-ish.
That's close enough.
Yeah.
Yeah.
なんで無視するの？
Not ignoring you. Just not responding.
That's 100% your fault. When you ask me things like, are you doing well, or are you eating, all I can ever respond is that I'm fine, or that I'm eating.
Yes, Mom.
それは、ごめん。
Yeesh, you're not my mother. You've always been this way.
仕方ないよ。オーロくん、昔っから子供なんだもの。棟梁くんとか、高藤くんとか、うちのグループで一番手がかかるのがオーロくんだった。
I 100% believe that.
And who ended up in the rich people school?
Because we put ourselves in a bad situation. It just happened to work out this one time.
Look, let's ignore that middle part. You're clearly the youngest.
But that doesn't mean she's the problem child.
関係ありません。精神年齢は物心ついた時から私の方が上です。
Oh no, she's channeling Mina-chan. She was right, so I couldn't exactly argue the point. Chieka had been this way for the longest time. If I were to describe her in one word, it would be naggy. She would meddle in every little thing a person did. You might call her eager to put on the big sister act, or just quick to fuss over others. There had been times that trait of hers had rescued me. I knew she cared and always worried about me. And so, whenever she was in trouble, I made sure to do whatever I could for her in return.
棟梁くんなんだけど。
Not talking about him. See? Chieka touched on a subject I'd expected her to bring up eventually. She hadn't come here today to clean or inspect my room, but to talk about Torio-kun.
会わない？今日3時に待ち合わせてるの。
Go by yourself. I have plans.
もう！
She obviously saw through that lie and looked visibly upset with my response.
いつまでも避けてたってしょうがないよ、オーロくん。せめてちゃんと話し合おうよ。話し合えば、また昔みたいに。
And what's how they used to be?
I was glad I'd brought her to the cafe, as there were a number of witnesses in the foyer. It wouldn't turn into a screaming match. Unlike what happened on that one summer day.
Could we stop talking about this already? My relationship with Torio and the others is none of your business.
無関係じゃないよ。むしろ、私のせいで。
Stop saying that. You're making me miserable.
Mindful of watchful eyes, we quietly wrapped up our conversation.
How do things go with the band club?
普通、2月に県大会。私、メンバーに入った。ルッコたちも。
I see. What about Mashira senpai?
卒業、3年生だもん。
Makes sense.
So how about them dolphins?
And Miyama?
あれから話してない。
I see.
じゃあね、また来るから。
Tone change.
So that is interesting. Because that means that whatever happened had to be a big thing, right?
Yeah, it sounds like it was a blowout argument.
Yeah, it had to be a big thing or else she and that other girl would be talking.
Yeah, I guess it was a situation where it sounds like the pivotal thing was between Ouro and Torio, and it must have been a situation where people took sides, I guess? Sort of?
Yeah, that makes sense. Because, like, I mean, she said it's her fault.
Yeah.
I think you may be right. Come by in another year or so.
もっと来ます。っていうかそろそろお正月だよ。お正月はちゃんと会いに来てよね。
I told you I was going home for a visit.
Even though my parents told me not to.
本当かな。
Chieka was naggy to the very end, then headed back. Things got dicey for a minute there, but we avoided any huge fights. Good.
おいすー。
Yeah?
あたし、どんな扱いだった？
I told Chieka I had invited a prostitute to my room.
最悪かよ！
I'm kidding. I told her you were my classmate.
Ba-da-da-da, classmate prostitute.
いやー、第一印象がベッドで寝てるってのは、よくよく考えるとエロいよね。
With your short skirt and your long jacket.
You jump in my bed every time you visit me, but you should probably be more careful going forward.
はーい。
Still, any space you lay down on is kinda hot, so it doesn't really bother me.
知ってる。ベッドにいると、オーロはちょっぴり優しくなるから。
We're not even on her route. Reina had completely turned the depressing mood around.
実は、2階からお話聞いてたんだけど。
Oh my god.
I would expect nothing else.
No, I would too. It's just, wow, okay.
You shouldn't eavesdrop. What?
You shouldn't eavesdrops.
Alright, hold up.
Well, you shouldn't.
I mean, I guess, probably. I don't know what that is.
I don't know
Maybe
either.
dropping people named Eve?
Get out of here, Eve.
You shouldn't eavesdrop on people.
じゃあテラスで話すなよ。
We didn't. We did in the
Alright,
cafe.
look. I know that.
Talking out in the foyer was a great way to avoid a confrontation, but the risk of others listening was much higher. I was fully aware of that when I made the choice. It was out of my hands to some extent.
棟梁くんってのは、
My arch nemesis.
オーロの男友達らしいことは分かったよ。で、昔は仲良し、今の仲はいまいちってことも。
It helped that she was quick-witted. I didn't feel like explaining.
ただ、後半はよく分かんなかったな。吹奏部がどうとか。
That part obviously didn't make it across. Reina didn't pry any further and simply gazed up at me. If I didn't want to say, I didn't have to. But if I wanted to spill my guts, that single expression told me I could. What a kind person.
Chieka's in the band club. But this past summer, I caused problems and got in her club's way. I thought that might have put her in a touchy position, but yeah, the club appears to have carried on. All's well that ends well.
野球部が吹奏楽部を邪魔する？なんで？
Huh.
That scared me. I don't recall mentioning the baseball club with anyone other than Ella-san ever since I came to Noble Academy.
ああはは図星。
Oh, you clever girl.
How did you know, Detective San?
ファッションの勉強をしてるとね、髪型についてもいろいろ調べちゃうものなのさ。
My shaved head gave me away.
I regretted showing her that old photo yesterday.
このご時世、坊主頭にする理由は4つ。1つはおしゃれ、1つは髪をいじるのがめんどくさい。この2つは却下。写真の髪型は伸び出しててどう見てもおしゃれじゃないし、今のオーロは寝癖とかないし、髪が面倒な人種ではない。1つはハゲタン。
I don't have hair loss. Oh, I'm not going bald.
Tomato, tomato.
ってこと
Look, I
は、
delivered that
坊
line
主
just
にした理
because.
由は残る1つだけ。
Sports enthusiasts love that shaved look, and it's all a bunch of bullshit.
自分で言うなよ。
Nah, the coach seriously told us to shave once a month, and we'd have a pair of clippers in the club room for that exact reason.
え、マジで？体罰じゃん。
We've been getting whipped, so
Yeah, actually, that's nothing. We weren't ordered to, but we wouldn't be put on the starting lineup if we didn't cut our hair. I wouldn't call that corporal punishment. Unlike the whip. Our school was known for its baseball club, and a bunch of alumni would often come and watch us practice. Those old farts would whine if our heads weren't shaved, so there's no way out of it.
はあ、軍隊だね、もう。
that was one of the more moronic aspects of baseball. Then again, this was an issue that pervaded all sports.
なんで野球部ってそんな坊主にこだわるの？
Because it brings out your desperation.
まさか。
No, that's really all there is to it. If players with and without shaved heads play a match, the umpire sees the shaved team in a positive light and rules in their favor a lot of the time.
That's interesting.
マジなの？21世紀だよ。
Even if the umpire judges fairly, as long as those rumors exist, the coaches and the old alumni geezers will force you to shave because that's how they were too. And since our generation was brought up this way, we'll become the same stubborn old men someday too. Once that happens, we'll tell those young players to shave their heads too. We did it and played our hearts out, so they should do the same, and maybe the umpires will go easy on them.
We had to play up hills in the snow both ways.
うわ
Are we going to keep talking about this? If so, I could rant about this one subject all night.
Yeah, he really could.
いや、そっちはいいや。それより、吹奏楽部がって
Crap. I should have just kept rambling about everything that sucked about baseball. I didn't really want to talk about this. Oh well, it's Reina, so I guess it was okay.
During the summer, the baseball. During the summer, the baseball would happen.
That's when the baseball goes on.
During the summer baseball tournaments, the band would often play to root a song.
ああ、あれいいよね。テレビで試合やってると、あれ聞きたいだけのために、ちょっとチャンネル止めることあるよ。
The thing is, it's actually super rigorous. Anyone who participates has to get up early in the morning and line up to register, and they have to carry all those heavy instruments around in the blazing sun. When it comes time to perform, you've got managers yelling and giving you orders. Then you have to go on without doing a practice run first. When it's all over, you're told to leave within the next half hour. At the end of the day, the only ones who are able to actually appreciate are the people watching at home, like you.
まあ、狙って見るような野球好きは演奏より野球の方を見てるだろうしね。
We're getting another chili dog.
Tell that to a Southern Grambling game. Well, I guess that's American football, but...
Yeah.
It's tradition, so it can't be avoided to a certain extent. Sort of like baseball clubs forcing members to shave their heads. Most band club competitions are scheduled over the winter months. You want to know why? Because they're too busy supporting the sports teams over the summer. They're forced to help others instead of focusing on their own effort, and that's the band club for you. And I disagreed with that. If the band club had an important event to go to, I figured they should go there instead of supporting a bunch of baseball players at some other venue. Most of the bigger events for the band club were during the winter months, but if one of the light music band members had an important competition to go to, then I believe they should go.
She must have put two and two together and her eyes went wide.
ルコとか、マシラ先輩ってのは。
Chieka was on keyboard, Masiera Senpai on drums, and Ruko's on, what was it again? Oh, the bass. You know the low-toned instrument that goes bum bum bum. They had a guitarist and vocalist at one point. Miyama, I think? But she'd already quit the band.
いつ
Oh, right before I came to Noble Academy. There weren't any other members in their group who could sing and play at the same time, so their group's activities are on hiatus for the meantime. Everything would completely fall through if Masiera Senpai is graduated.
そのバンドの大事な大会が。
Scheduled around the same time as one of the baseball club events. All this happened this past June.
あっちゃー。
It had been a stroke of bad luck. Complaining about it wouldn't have helped anyone. All they could do was shrug it off and move on. However, I still couldn't accept how everything turned out as a result.
あの子たちはどっちに行ったの？そっちを優先して応援がおろそかに。的な？
The opposite. They decided to give up on the competition and come cheer us on. That's when Miyama-san retired. She couldn't stomach it anymore, the band or their club. She's in a different band now and seems to be having a lot of fun.
Reina could probably understand how Miyama felt and grimaced. Actually.
I agreed with her.
Eh?
The athletes themselves didn't really care about the brass band cheering for them since they couldn't listen to it anyway. They'd prefer to have them there for moral support, but it wouldn't have been that big of a deal if they weren't around.
まあね、応援って強要されてやるもんじゃないよね。
Which was why I said something about it.
It looked like she could predict the sequence of events that followed from my expression, and her expression froze. Yes, that was why I quit the baseball club. I told the coach and the band club advisor to let Chieka's band go to their competition, repeatedly. As a result, I couldn't stay in the baseball club any longer.
なんで俺たちを裏切ったんだよ
Ah, okay.
みんなで一丸となって戦おうって時に最悪だよクソ
They thought I was in over my head and demoted me to second string, which was intended to force me out of the club. Was that their plan all along? I wonder what they told the other club members. Everyone I had considered a friend had condemned me as a traitor. And now that I couldn't take part in the club, it became difficult to attend school anymore. I was truly lucky that I had been able to come to Noble Academy. I was very fortunate Sylvie had bumped into me back then. And that we were able to reunite.
Well, it would have been worth it if my sacrifice at least meant Chieka's group could have gone to their competition.
In the end, the band club members weren't allowed to leave. Nothing came of me leaving the club. Worse yet, it created a rift in the club's morale and they lost the first round of the tournament. The summer ended in the worst way possible for both the baseball club and the band club. All their hard work, as well as all of the support Chieka's group had given in favor of their own activities, had gone to waste. Hell, waste didn't begin to cover it.
Thanks to me, Chieka's band couldn't even hold their usual activities.
なんで、あ、そっか。
You couldn't really have a proper band without a vocalist. Apparently, singing and playing an instrument at the same time was incredibly difficult, and they were having a hard time filling Miyama-san's shoes. I'd heard they had yet to find a replacement, too. If this kept up and the third years also left, their group might evaporate into thin air. I never thought this was how the door to my past, the same one I had closed shut, would be opened. Damn it, Chieka. She hadn't considered how her presence would impact me and those around her. On that hot summer day, perhaps this was her way for getting revenge for how much trouble I'd caused them all back then. Before I knew it, the sun had gone down. Chieka's visit must have rocked me to my very core as I spent my time spacing out and lying listlessly in my room. Reina headed out with a simple cheer up and left me behind a coffee milk for some reason. Oh. What was I going to do about this?
Drink the coffee milk?
Drink it. Oh no, it was sour coffee milk.
Oh,
I couldn't believe I was ending my weekend off on such a sour note. What should I do starting tomorrow? tomorrow. Maybe I should skip school.
Doesn't he always skip the second half anyway?
I mean, he usually does, but I have the sneaking suspicion that Mina would not let him skip the first half.
No.
I didn't feel like doing anything. I didn't want to let Sylvie see this brooding look I had.
Oh, hey, Sylvie. Oh,
Da-da-da-da-da-da. There it is! Great timing. Well done.
oh!
Buffet. She popped out of nowhere.
Where do you come from?
Blame my
seriously, how?
お忍びでここまで来るのは大変だったわ。
Sneaking in quietly, dressed up like a princess. No one will ever notice a thing.
We're playing a visual novel. She's playing Metal Gear Solid.
Dun 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 dun. She's playing the no-kill run, too.
Yep.
さあ、来て。エルの魔の手が迫ってるの。時間がないわ。
What?
I looked over and found that the window was open. She came in through the window? What was she up to?
Also, like Metal Gear Solid, we've probably been playing this game for like 20 hours.
Mm-hmm. No D-Dog yet, though.
Aww.
Just like that, we went out through the window. Ah, my shoes. We need shoes.
I need you.
I guess I did have slippers on, but now I'm gonna have to throw them out because they were indoor slippers. We cut through the brush.
Did we do that literally, like, with a machete, or, like, metaphorically?
Yes.
よし、誰も来てない。
Well, I'm pretty sure the machete kept them away.
This is all so sudden. What's going on, Sylvie?
急じゃないでしょ。昨日約束したじゃない。
No.
Huh?
アップルパイ。まだ温かいわ。冷めないうちに食べましょう。
That promise. She escorted me to my seat.
どうオーロ。美味しそうでしょアップルパイ。
Yes? I can't see it, but sure.
Yeah.
I see creme brulee, I see a cake.
But I'm even more surprised by how fast you put this together. You made this so soon?
How long do you think it takes to make an apple pie?
Yeah, but like, think about her schedule.
昨日パイの話をしてからいても立ってもいられなくなっちゃって。
She took one of her 2 days off a year to make this pie.
Oh, fuck.
本当は今日はお試しのつもりだったのだけれど、焼いてみたらすごくうまくできたの。これはぜひオーロにも試してもらわなくちゃって思って。
Good thing she didn't just eat it through the window. Ouro, heads up!
I love how you just jump into everything head first.
She blasted my depression away with pie. I'd eaten dinner, but I may as well enjoy myself, so I prepared tea for the both of us.
どれくらい食べる？半分こ？
He gets one slice, she has the rest of the pie.
Good question.
It was a decently sized pie, and eating half of it might be rough.
I know. We'll split it evenly. Cut my portion into another 2 pieces. I'll eat one of the 4 and bring the leftovers home with me.
There won't be any leftovers.
She's just confused about the entire concept of leftovers.
What are leftovers?
I don't.
いいわね。私のパイは冷めても美味しいのよ。期待して。
But did you bring ice cream?
For what?
Pie a la mode.
Ah. Yeah.
I'd have to try a piece of it cold later and then save the rest for Rhea. She quickly cut the pie into several slices.
いただきまーす。ほっ。上出来。
Sylvie sounded delighted. Better try a bite myself.
Oh, it really is tasty.
なーにマジでって信用してなかったの？
I didn't mean it like that.
I don't know what you mean.
そうでしょそうでしょ。お菓子作りは得意なのよ。
The apples were cut into various shapes and sizes, giving the pie a diverse flavors without relying on sugar. Although some time had passed, the dough was flaky on the surface and yet had a permeating mellowness on the inside. Well, I'm hungry now.
Man,
Thanks.
I really want some apple pie now.
I know, right? This showed some exceptional baking experience.
You must bake sweets often.
That's a command, not a statement.
You must bake sweets often.
クッキーとかケーキとかね。
Exactly.
パイはちょっと時間がかかるからあまり作らないけど作ってしまうと達成感みたいなのが大きくてまたやりたくなるわね。
Wow. What do you do after you make them? Give them to Ella-san and the others?
そうね。
Yep.
ほとんど自分で食べちゃうけれど近くにいたら騎士員のみんなやみなにも配るわ。
That is exactly what I anticipated.
Mm-hmm.
あ、せっかくこっちまで来たんだからみなにもちょっとお裾分け。これくらいでいいかしら。
She cuts her like 3mm slice.
She cut off about an eighth of a piece and put it on a separate plate. That may not be that far off, actually. They were as close of sisters as ever. Sylvie really did love her little sister.
どうかした？
Oh,
I was captivated by her and couldn't help but stare. And with that, Sylvie seemed to have noticed something.
今日なんだか元気がないわね。
I do?
昨日もちょっとおかしかったけれど今日はもっと。何があったの？
Nothing at all.
I forced a smile as I stuck my fork into the pie. All in all, today had been a crappy day. But this single apple pie had been a major source of salvation and salivation. My response seemed to have bothered her, and she stared me down. Sylvie could probably tell that I was in no mood to talk about it and wasn't the type to force it out of me. If this kept up, all it would accomplish is spreading my stress to her.
Remember what I told you yesterday? That I was going to see Chieka?
ええ。
A long time ago, there were times when I tried to act cool in front of her. I wanted to protect... I wouldn't go so far as to say dreams, but the things that she looked forward to. A lot of messy things happened because of me, and I couldn't protect her dream whatsoever. And that's all that I've been able to think about. It started yesterday, but it got worse when I saw her today, and it put me in a sour mood. But you've been a huge lifesaver.
I had another bite of pie. It had a bittersweet, pleasant flavor.
Like this episode, I hope.
Yeah. Humans were so simple. No matter how painful your past was, food always seemed to help you forget.
That's not incorrect.
No, that's pretty on point. I hadn't given her any specifics, but I bet she could figure it out on her own. Sylvie didn't ask anything further. In exchange,
オーロ、違うわ。ちえかちゃんの夢を守ろうとしたんでしょ？それはかっこつけようとしたじゃない。かっこいいことをしたよ。
But it all ended horribly.
そこは問題じゃない。
Isn't it though?
オーロはとてもかっこいいことをしたわ。
But
オーロ、
Sylvie was looking straight at me. Talk about unfair. A single glance from a beautiful woman like Sylvie was more than enough to shut you up.
私は多分、オーロがかっこいいことを世界中の誰より知ってる自信があるわ。
Damn, Sylvie. Alright.
私が保証する。オーロはかっこいいことをしたって。
stop. Just stop.
照れ屋さんなところはかっこいいというか可愛いかな。さあ、でもちえかさん、オーロにとってそんなに大切な人なのね。
I guess, yeah.
私より古くて長い付き合いなら当たり前か。
Yeah, we've been together for as long as I can remember. Is there something wrong with that?
Before I knew it, Sylvie had a look on her face that I'd never seen before. How to put it?
なんでもない。
However, her usual smile returned in no time. What could it be? I had no clue. My normal state of being.
Yep.
I wondered what was going through her mind right now.
Right?
Nothing.
Her mind is the magic conch shell.
Oh, somebody's talking shit about us.
オーロ、
Yeah, the wind was just pretty chilly now.
It gave me the chills. Yes. Or more like... Oh, he got sick.
So cold.
オーロ、大丈夫？風邪ひいたかしら？
No, I'm totally fine. This is enough.
That was when I noticed my feet were pretty cold. Oh, right.
Oh, yeah, he's still in slippers, right?
Yes, he is. Coming here in my slippers was a bad idea, as the frigid air was practically inching its way from my ankle down to my toes. I think having cold feet might have made it easier for your body temperature to drop, right?
I know that's true with the bottom of your feet, right?
Yeah.
Like,
I think that is true, yeah.
yeah, I know the bottom of your feet are more important than the top in terms of, like, that.
Mm-hmm. I was about to say, be careful doing that, you might actually start coughing.
Oh, no, I just... Never mind.
大変！キロちゃん！
Quick, shoot his feet with the laser beams!
That'll warm him up. No, she's just gonna, like, put us in water and heat up the water, like in Batman and Robin.
She just sticks us into the lake and the laser eyes just heat up the entire lake. You see a bunch of dead fish start coming up. Who wants soup?
ハロゲンモード起動。
What?
What?
Okay. Swoosh wooshu! Swoosh wooshu! Swoosh wooshu! Swoosh wooshu! I don't know. A red beam of sorts shone from the robot's eyes, and I felt a sudden wave of heat wash over my feet. Okay, didn't think I was gonna call that, but there we are.
I'll be honest, I didn't either.
Although it felt warm.
どうしましょう。
I just couldn't beat this sudden chill. This could be bad.
Loveriche. 39.2 degrees. That is hot.
How hot is it?
Shit. I wasn't ready for that. Alright. Well, thank you everybody for tuning in. We are gonna find out the answer to this joke next time. When I have a week to think. Alright, well thank you for tuning in. We are the Bridge Boys signing off.